Hi, this is Nick from Volume 1, and the brand new Volume 1 podcast was made possible by Royal Credit Union, Chippewa Valley Eye Clinic, and DeborahBecker.com, offering State Farm Insurance.
It's a brisk, beautiful day in the Chippewa Valley, folks, and it's time for the Volume 1 podcast. We did it. My name is Eric Christensen. Thank you for tuning in. Episode 4. We have an excellent show coming up for you. But first, I want to introduce the producer of the podcast, Nick Meyer. How are we doing,
Hey, Eric,
Nick?
we are good. We are happy holidays.
Yes,
We're
you
here.
too. Same to you.
We've made it to the end of this year.
Last show of the
We're
year.
so close. Yeah, the last show for sure. We also made it we made it through our most recent Best of the Chippewa Valley poll, 14th annual.
Insane.
So many positive things to wrap up this absolutely garbage year.
It was horrible.
But I wish you the best of holidays and a Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Maybe, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year,
too.
maybe.
Yeah.
Throw that
All
in
of
on
those.
top. This is the cherry on top of the holidays. But yes, we have a great show today, folks. Truly. Later on in the show, we're going to be talking about live music with the lead singer and frontman of them Coulee Boys.
Whoa, we got him.
We got him.
We landed him.
Yes.
That's amazing.
We landed him.
That's big.
One of the best bands in the Chippewa Valley. The very funny and charming Soren Staff is here, and he's going to be joining us later for a little chat. But first, to open up the show, I want to introduce our amazing panelists who are going to help us dissect just how horrible the year of our Lord 2020 was. First, she's a social worker for the Eau Claire County. She's also the owner, founder, and executive producer of her own podcast, The Social Exchange Project. Go check that out on Facebook or wherever you find podcasts. Please welcome the wonderful Sheng Elizabeth Lore.
Hey.
Hey everyone.
How you doing,
Thank you for having
Sheng?
me.
Cool.
All right.
I'm doing good.
Cool. And next, she's our first return guest.
It's a big deal.
The first person to appear twice.
Mostly because she screwed it up the first time. We wanted to give her a second chance.
Yeah.
Thank
We're
you.
trying to do some damage control here. But she's our first official friend of the pod. That's cool. We couldn't wait to have her back. She's a writer, humorist, roast master, and the communications director for the Midwest Artists Academy. And she's a partner and the director of operations at Odd Humans in downtown Eau Claire. Please welcome my friend Sarah Jane Johnson.
Heck yeah.
Thank you. I do make a great roast. Thank you.
The roast is cooking. So thank you both so much for being here. This is this is our last show of the year. It's our year in review show. We're going to be looking at the whole year of 2020.
And what a year to review.
Such a nightmare.
Gorgeous.
It's just horrible. I mean, so many big worldwide and national stuff happened this year that have dominated local life. But rest assured, we had plenty of bad stuff happen here just for us too. Unique to the Chippewa Valley, we had some bad things going on our own. So with that in mind, we're going to talk about all the different horrible stuff that happened in 2020 here in the Valley, topic by topic, and we're gonna get to the bottom of how trash 2020 exactly was. And so we made this extremely scientific model for determining that. We call it the trash scale. Okay, so we're going to go through a bunch of topics with our panelists today.
I'll explain that scale for them quickly.
Yeah.
So you have options to choose from kind of trash,
Okay.
trash, super trash, or not trash at all.
Okay.
That went in a different direction than I expected
Yeah.
to.
It was like it went up
Yeah.
and then it was like
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it takes a dive.
Interesting scale.
It's all just semantic. It's not really a scale. Well, okay, whatever. So, how trash was 2020? To start out, we're going to start in the world of arts and culture. The first topic that is on everybody's minds, of course, is that Snoop Dogg was going to play Rockfest this year,
yeah.
but then they got canceled. So Rockfest was canceled this year. So
Everything was
All
canceled
fest
this
was
year.
Everything was canceled.
yeah, but it's the Snoop Dogg appearance really hurts the most.
I just like that it's like Limp Bizkit and then Avatar and then Snoop Dogg.
Incredible.
Like, that's
Are they gonna?
incredible.
Is Snoop coming back?
He is.
They announced. Okay,
Yeah.
they did replace.
They
it.
have
Nice.
dates for 2021, and Snoop Dogg is on the list.
That's
so
I'd love to
holding
bring
out.
my Snoop Dogg cookbook to life and see him in real life, not just cook his delicious meals.
Yeah, what are you cooking with Snoop Dogg?
Well, not with him, but for him, all kinds of meals. Mostly chicken, like 90% chicken. Lots of good chicken meals, but
Still, not getting to see him live this year, pretty big disappointment. So Sheng, let's start with you. How trash was Snoop Dogg being canceled at
I think
Rockfest?
super trash because I was really excited to attend this year, but I've got it on my radar for next year. For
Yes,
sure.
of course.
Yeah.
All right, Sarah, what do you think?
Is just trash an option?
Regular
Kinda
trash.
trash.
I've already forgotten the scale.
I know.
Just trash, kind of trash.
I would say regular trash only
Okay.
because I've never gone to Rockfest. Again, big fan of both the cookbook and Snoop Dogg's
Of course.
wine. But I've never been to Rockfest. I guess I just got to learn how to rock.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then maybe next year.
I've never been either, and I really want to go. So it'll be.
It looks like I guess I'm
Yeah.
going to go with.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
All right, Nick, what do you think?
Well, we only had to wait a year, so it's just kind of trash.
Kind of trash.
So he's coming.
I'm going to go kind of trash, too, because, I mean, the opportunity is still there. So, Snoop Dogg, we're coming for
big
you.
build up.
Okay, let's see. Converge Radio just recently got sold to a Christian radio network in Appleton, so they're off the air. It's very spooky going to 99.9 on the dial now. So, Sheng, let's start with you. How trash is losing Converge Radio off the air?
You know, I think just like, is it regular trash? I don't even know.
Just
Normal
trash.
trash?
Okay,
Trash.
wait, look, we're going to review. You have kind of trash,
Yeah.
trash,
Yeah.
super trash, not
Not
trash at all.
Okay. Well,
It's so basic.
It's easy.
it's trash.
I'm just
Trash.
overthinking.
Only because I am sort of excited about what's to come.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that there's been a lot of information about what that is, but I trust in Ashley very much.
Yeah.
She's a beautiful soul. And so I think just trash.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Sarah, what do you think?
I'm going to say super trash just because that's really optimistic, and I'm choosing to just be a huge pessimist.
A negative Nancy.
Yeah, it's just super trash.
Yeah.
Your answer was way more eloquent, but I mean,
Sheng sold me too. I'm
Yeah.
I'm an even trash.
Okay.
okay.
I'm going to go kind of trash for the same reason, just because I feel like they're going to come back in a big way, and we're going to probably find out more about what that is exactly going to look like soon. So, RIP Converge. For now, okay, let's see. Moving on. We had to cancel the Sounds Like Summer concert series this year at V1. It was kind of a heartbreaking, crushing blow to us as an organization. The first year in like 11 years we haven't done it. And I had already booked the entire thing, so I'm going to go super trash for me on that. But
And as the guy that made you book it all, knowing it probably
during a
wasn't,
pandemic.
and knowing it wasn't going to happen,
I had to talk
it was
to
just
so
kind of
many-
trash. It wasn't that trash.
I talked to so many bands. I was like, "Hey, I know, like, do you still want to do it?" And then we didn't end up.
And how many
having it, so-
conversations did you have asking, hey, could we do part of it? Could we do some of it? No. A little more? No.
No, we're
Yeah,
done.
eventually,
So- All right, Sarah, what do you think about Sounds Like Summer? Did
I'm
you
gonna-
miss it?
Yeah, I'm gonna say super trash
Yeah.
only because I have a lot of like picnic items specifically for music in the park. White wine on ice cubes just tastes different when I'm drinking it
That is
amongst
nice, yeah.
people. I missed the dancing. I miss going from blanket to blanket saying hey.
Dancing?
The dogs.
You dance a lot at
no,
the
no,
Sounds
no.
Like Summer?
I missed watching the dancing.
Oh, like
Okay,
all the
alright.
kids in the
All
circle.
the kids,
I
that
love
one
that.
woman who just takes it away and she's a good
Yes,
dancer.
she rules.
Me or
Yeah, you. I don't want to say it. All the dogs. It's the who's who of dogs in Eau Claire. I would say
It's
super
the
trash.
who's who. Sheng, what do you think? You missing Sounds
super
Like Summer?
duper duper trash because
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Wow, that-
really
I'm
trash.
sorry.
It's actually not on our scale.
I'm not
but-
trying to like make
Let's
anyone
review
feel
this.
bad.
She went off scale.
It's way off scale
She went off
because
scale.
I had friends that performed last year. It was my very first time attending.
Nice.
I'm new to Eau Claire, newish to Eau Claire. And that was the first time I ever attended. I'm like, I'm going to do this every single summer. And it didn't happen.
Yeah, and
so,
here we go.
You jinxed
yeah,
it.
so
Yeah.
I
Gosh.
did cry a lot this summer for
Yeah,
sure.
that is too bad.
Me too, but not because of that.
I don't know. I got every Thursday night off, so I'm just going to go kind of trash.
It's kind of
Hell
nice,
yeah.
you know, just being at home. I miss going on the mic and explaining that there's a missing child somewhere.
Right, sure.
I just miss it all. All right, okay, we're gonna move on to the world of news. Some cool news headlines that happened this year.
Cool. News
Great
headlines.
year. Great year for news. Let's start with this was a crazy one that happened like 2 weeks ago. Seeing Eau Claire in a Washington Post article. They came to Eau Claire to write a Washington Post article about how bad COVID is in Wisconsin. And wow, that was a trip just seeing them come here. Normally they only come to cities when there's like quadruple homicides and like
Yeah.
really serious crazy
And
stuff.
we had banked a lot of really positive national
Yes.
press for a number of years, and it all came crashing down on us all. So I'm gonna vote super trash right away on that one.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to go just regular trash because, you know, it's still a write-up in the Washington Post.
True.
So,
Yeah. No press is
Oh,
bad.
no press
right?
is bad press, yeah.
yeah. Sarah, what do you think?
I'm just gonna go with trash as well.
Okay.
I think that we have, on one hand that, and then on the other hand, 2 songs on a Taylor Swift album from the Chippewa Valley.
True.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I think they balance each other out.
One
One is doing terribly in handling a worldwide pandemic, and one is 2 Taylor Swift albums. I don't know. I'm just gonna go trash.
Yeah, that's okay. That's fair. Sheng, what do you think about the Washington Post article?
I
Oh
like
my
that
gosh.
both of those were also in the same category. So
Yeah.
I say kind of trash because like it's not something that we should be known for in Eau Claire.
Right.
Is,
Could have done
not
better.
having enough beds for individuals and having treatment from home, and just looking at all the pictures, it's just super sad.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
like the one with I think it was like the mother who was waving outside a window to her daughter who visits her every day. Like that's not cute.
So super sad, but only kind of trash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's actually just depressing. Is that on the scale?
It's not on the scale, but we're inventing the
linear-
scale as
it's
we
a
go.
linear
So, let's move on. Okay, so maybe you remember this from this summer. Roadside Diner here in Eau Claire.
Perennial favorite.
Yes, yeah.
It
Formerly
is.
people's one of their favorite restaurants in town.
Yeah, I mean, they were heralded as absolute heroes
Yes.
of local food and everything. Like, people could not say enough good things, and now Sarah's over there like snickering.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
I liked the
Because of why?
description of it because I like that you said perennial favorite. That's all. It just made me laugh.
Well, yeah, Roadside, they got in a bit of hot water, as it were, when they put up a bunch of COVID denial stuff up in their restaurant, explaining why people shouldn't wear masks and should not social distance and should not get tested for the disease.
And took that long list of goodwill and just lit it on fire.
Yeah. So, what do you think, Sheng? What's going on with that Roadside?
I think it's super trash
Yeah.
because I think, just to be misinformed about COVID, that's probably why the Washington Post came here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm not trying to talk badly
Just
about
them.
You look at the timeline. Roadside happens in June. The Washington
Right.
Post is here in November. So
I don't know. I just find
Adds
it
up.
a tiny bit irresponsible.
Adds up.
But I mean, I didn't pay too much attention to it. I just know there were other things also happening on that bulletin board.
yeah,
So they got a lot going on.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
they do,
the
definitely.
actual Dairy Queen in town is doing just fine. Just saying. Sarah, what do you think?
No correlation.
Yeah, I guess I would say super trash, but I also just am like, cool, somewhere I don't have to go. And also, they're not medical professionals. They're just people that make like breakfast burritos. So I'm like, okay, well, you can put up those signs all you want, but like, that would be like me telling somebody this is what medication they should go on. Don't take it for what it's worth. Like,
Fair.
look at the source, I don't.
I'm gonna go super trash as well for all the reasons that Sarah and Sheng said. Nick, what do you think?
I haven't yet voted, but I was at super trash, but then I was reminded of the pile of breakfast you can get, and I'm going to take it down into trash.
Okay.
I've
That's fair,
never
that's
actually
fair.
had their food, but
It's
I've
great.
heard nothing
Yeah.
but good things about it. So
Yeah.
I want to throw that out there.
Okay. Still super trash.
Still
to
Super
you.
trash, though.
Yeah, they're
Yep.
trash, yeah.
Still
All right,
stand by my
fantastic.
decision.
Okay, let's do one more news article. Joe Luganbill disappeared from the town. He left the State Theater in limbo. That was this year in January.
And if you don't know, who is Joe Luganbill?
Joe Luganbill is the former president of the school board, and he has a nonprofit, the Joe Luganbill Children's Foundation,
involved with tons of local stuff.
and so he's still under investigation by the police. He's nowhere to be found. So it's kind of a puzzling story that happened before the world even started crashing down. So, Sheng, let's start with you. How are we feeling?
Well, this kind of hurts a little bit because there are, I won't go into too many details, but it definitely has affected people that I know directly. And so seeing just the devastation of what was left behind is not cool. So super duper trash.
Okay, super duper.
Yeah.
All right.
Super
Off the
trash.
scale
We're gonna
again.
add
Sorry.
another one.
I'm just like going rogue here.
All right, Sarah, what do you think?
I'm just gonna go trash because in some ways I kind of like the idea that it's like, hey, maybe don't just trust people because they're on the news all the time and they
Good,
like say
yeah.
that they're doing something and putting something somewhere. So I think it kind of gave us a little sense of pause with that, but also super trash, super duper trash. I'm gonna hit that scale with.
Wow, we're gonna start adding.
It's off the charts again. Just because it's like, it's just a lot. It's something that kind of blew the town apart in a little bit. And also, where is he?
Yeah.
What's he doing?
I feel like it
Can
just
he hear
gave us
me?
hope, like that it was going to be reopening. We had all these really cool projects that we thought was going to be happening.
Yeah. Joe, if you're listening, we will find you. We will.
Nick, let's move it over to you. What's your rating on this?
I'm kind of the innocent till proven guilty kind of guy a little bit. There's a lot of alleged things. I'm sure it's a mess and it's a disaster to sort out. So it's totally trash, but I'm not gonna deviate
Not
too far
super
from
duper.
the mid. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe the guy did a lot of good things, and apparently some of it didn't go so well as well. So it's trash.
Yeah, here's hoping that somebody kind of picks up where he left off with that same kind of energy that he was bringing to it, but then actually following through on those ideas. So I'm gonna split the difference between Nick and you guys and just say super trash. All right, so let's close out with I want to close with a personal horrific thing that happened to me this summer. Was having a bonfire outside with some pals, and it was this summer where I noticed there were more June bugs out there than ever before. I've never seen this summer. Every single night, June bugs, you could hear them crawling around. And
it was like it was a 2020 plague.
Yeah,
Yes.
Definitely 2020 level June bugs happening. But just enjoying myself at the fire, having a couple beers, and one crawls directly up my pant leg.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm wearing skinny jeans. And June bugs have always terrified me. And this thing's just going right. It thinks I'm the ground, and it's just digging up my pant leg.
It thinks you're the ground.
Yeah, well, they live underground. I did some research.
It thinks you are a hairy ground.
I am the ground.
What's the purpose of the what does it? Is it worse because it's tight jeans? Is it like it's harder to get out?
Yeah. Okay. You can't just like pull your pant leg up.
This was a pants removal moment,
No.
or
it was kind of a okay. Sarah was at this.
I was like, Sarah,
I'm just trying to figure out how trash it was.
So
yeah, I'm gonna turn it over to Sarah.
I was there. I was present, and the best part is that Eric's reaction was just like, I think there's a June bug like crawling up my pants right now.
Yeah, okay.
Just very, very
Like,
quietly.
nonchalant.
And so we thought he was kidding, and then he like all of a sudden started like hitting his leg, but. In true bystander form, no one did anything, so I like
nobody helped.
I sprung to the ground and I rolled up the pant leg. So I'm only saying it's trash because I got to touch
How
Eric's
could you
leg.
get it over that muscular calf?
I know. It was. I felt
I
very.
had to pinch it in my pant leg.
This isn't that
Yeah,
bad.
it was like.
This is not trash at all.
Okay.
This is.
Wait,
this
are we
is-
still rating now?
isn't important.
Oh, okay.
Rate my horrendous
For me,
experience.
it was the best part of my summer because I got to get a June bug
Yeah,
out
exactly.
of Eric's.
Okay,
Not
so-
trash at all.
I got to be a
Yeah.
hero, but I want to know how it got there.
Yeah, me too.
really do.
All of a sudden, it was there. Sarah, what's your rating on that whole ordeal?
I'm gonna say little trash to trash because again, I got
All
to
right.
touch your leg.
That's not trash. Sheng, based on the information you've heard about this horrifying personal story, what do you
I would say
think?
not trash at all.
Okay,
I
wow.
think we should reenact it for this
That's
episode.
not on my side at all. Nick, you already
No,
did
it's not trash. It's a delightful story.
I'm gonna go super duper trash because I'm still.
You were really
affected.
upset. You were affected the whole
Oof.
time. Yeah.
The whole night I was just staring into the fire. Just
He kept going, I can't believe that happened.
That was like the biggest trauma you experienced this year.
yes, well, yeah. We all have different paths, and this is mine. So, we wrapped it up. Good job, everyone. On that note, wow. So I got all the tallies, and so now we can definitively tell that with 11 votes, 2020 was super trash.
Right between
really
and
was.
almost
Yeah.
super duper. 'cause
Super
As if we didn't know
News
before.
flash. News flash there.
hot take.
Coming in a close second was just regular trash.
Cool.
Okay, so yeah, if you didn't know before, 2020 was super trash, and we decided that here today. So
Where have you been,
that's excellent. I want to thank both of our panelists. Quick, thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Sheng, for being here for that first part. That was super fun. They're going to take a break, but they're going to come back and play some games with us after the break. So stick around. We're going to be right back talking with Soren Staff. Nick, let's talk about one of the sponsors of the Volume 1 podcast, Royal Credit Union.
I would love to, actually, because Royal Credit Union has been a partner of Volume 1 since very early days. They were the first main sponsor of our Sounds Like Summer concert series in Phoenix Park on Thursday nights. They've been a part of this community for decades, and really they were a major leader in the current renaissance you are seeing in downtown Eau Claire.
Yeah, they were in one of the first big buildings down there, beautiful building.
They made the
downtown.
investment that made Phoenix Park even possible. They led the way in a major way, and you talk about like responsible corporate citizenship of the community. RCU is like one of Eau Claire's beacon shining lights as far as that goes.
Absolutely.
So they've supported so much stuff in the community, including this podcast now, which is awesome, and so many things that Volume 1 has done, but really so much more than that. And I just can't say enough good things about Royal Credit Union. I've been a lifelong customer. All of Volume 1's business loans and for the local store, our construction, everything has been through RCU, car loans, all that kind of stuff. So it's just a great organization.
They're awesome down there.
They are. So, I mean, you can check them out. If you haven't heard of them, I don't know where you've been living because they employ hundreds of people in this town. But visit them at rcu.org.
Shame like a tall oak tree made of all the pain. It didn't work, didn't care, I just wanted to be there. It didn't work, I didn't care, I just wanted to be there. It didn't work, I didn't care, I just wanted to be there for a while.
Welcome back to the Volume 1 podcast, folks. The song you just heard is called Idiot, a single released by them Coulee Boys this summer. The band has toured all over the country and shared the stage with bands like Trampled by Turtles, Charlie Parr. They've been playing headlining slots at the Blue Ox Festival. Their latest record, Die Happy, is out now, but they just finished recording a brand new one. Our guest today is the lead singer, songwriter, and guitarist for them Coulee Boys. Please welcome my good buddy Soren Staff.
Hey, there he is.
Hey, thanks for having
how
me.
you doing?
Appreciate it. I'm doing
How's
good.
your year going? Do you want to give it a trash rating really quick?
Actually, it's just a normal level of trash.
Okay, just trash.
I have like a base level of trash in my normal existence, and it just kind of been a little bump in the road, but
Yeah.
otherwise, yeah.
I mean, bit of a tough year for you. I mean,
Yeah.
as a professional musician, I mean, what is that? I mean, all musicians and bands really are going
Right.
through the same thing right
It's a
now. And I
mess,
know
yeah.
you guys really thrive off of touring. What has it been like not being able to do that stuff this year?
Devastating, but whatever. No, touring has been something that we've done.
Devastating.
The best attitude ever. Devastating, but whatever.
I mean, I feel like artists and musicians kind of are used to getting the short end of the stick anyway. So it kind of is just like, hey, this is just another lump in the road that.
Here's also the long end of the stick.
Right. But I mean, it's we have been playing and touring for the last solid 5 years. We've been a band for 7 years, been hitting the road for 5. So it just feels so weird to not be moving. I think it's been nice to be stationary for a little bit in other aspects of my life, but the creative part, the performative part, it's kind of just weird.
You've done
Yeah.
some streams and things like that,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah,
How has
yeah.
that felt? Is that satisfying in the same way?
It scratches the itch, but not in a satisfying way, if that makes sense. It's we thrive off of the give and take of what the audience is giving back to us when we're playing. So when that's a camera or just comments on the bottom of a screen, you're still oh, cool, they like it, but also it's just it would be a lot cooler if it was, screaming. I appreciate that more than a comment, but it's different, but still good.
Yeah. I mean, playing live shows. I mean, didn't you start the year with a big tour and then March kind of shut down?
Yeah, it's weird. 2020 was our biggest year yet. The best tour we've ever been on happened this year. We were on tour with Trampled by Turtles. We did 12 days with them, and that was incredible, playing to these huge crowds.
And they're pretty much, I mean, for people who maybe don't know, I mean, they're at the top of their game and kind
Right.
of in your world, really.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
they're out of Duluth.
Yeah, out of Duluth. Two guys, UW Eau Claire alum.
Right.
So it's just, it was really fun to be out with them. And then we finished that tour, went straight down to Miami, got on a cruise ship.
Yes,
which
that's right.
A cruise ship in 2020, not the best idea.
Just squeaked it in there in time.
We squeaked it in for sure. But yeah, I mean, we had this just incredible, wonderful, life-changing tour, and we were ready to really hit the ground running for the rest of the
that's
year, and then just stayed in our houses for a long time.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so at this point, I mean, as you look forward, I mean, nobody knows exactly when things are going to work, but I mean, how does a performer and musician at this point transition to the forward? I mean, how do you look forward to things,
Yeah, I mean,
and even releasing I mean, I don't know when you plan to release the record,
Right.
but how do you support the release of the record? How do you formulate a plan right now?
Right, yeah. I mean, I feel like we always have been a band that's relied on momentum, relied on energy, and when we didn't have an outlet for the energy, we had to put it somewhere. So I locked myself up in our little studio space and I wrote more. I treated it more like a job than I've ever done because I had more time to treat it like that. And in doing that, we were able to make this new record. And looking forward, it's just we kind of do what we've always done. We plan, and if it doesn't go off correctly, then you adjust. And I feel like that's been everybody's kind of MO in COVID, is to like, hey, you plan for what you can, and if it doesn't go the way you want it, then you adjust, you pivot. And I feel like that has been like just like what's kept that momentum going for us. It's just like, hey, if we can't do it this way, we're going to find another way to do it.
And you guys are always a big part of the Blue Ox Festival. Right. They have dates for next year now, and obviously they did they did a bunch of things this summer. I mean, they really, I think out of all the music festivals, were the most probably creative in trying to make something happen. What was that experience like this year, and what do you anticipate next year?
I mean, Blue Ox is just kind of like our flagship thing for the year. It's like, hey, we get to play at home, and get to play in front of a bunch of people that we care about. And when they pivoted and did these Camp Out in the Pines that they did, which we played one of those, and then we played a live stream version of the original festival. That was just, I think, the ingenuity, that ability to be like roll with the punches a bit. Like, it really shows Blue Ox's just like, commitment to like, hey, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this a safe way. Because we believe in it. And it's we love Blue Ox as a band. 2 of the dudes work at Blue Ox, so it's like one of those like, you wonder why we get good placements. No, we're also a good band, I guess. But we connections. We love Blue Ox, and we're happy that they were able to do something this year because it's valuable for the community.
Yeah, the campouts things that they did were pretty cool. I mean, were you out there for either of those?
Yes, we did. We did
the big circles with tables and like everyone spread out. It was like so funny to see that drone shot of the whole festival when that's all going down.
We did the first one, and it was just kind of like, hey, this is weird, but festivals are kind of just weird, especially bluegrass festivals. The people you see at bluegrass festivals is just an interesting swatch of people, and we love it, and we're happy to be a part of it. So it was kind of good to feel a little bit of that.
So looking at this new album that you guys just finished, congrats. You decided to work on that one here in Eau Claire with Brian Joseph, who owns Hive Studio here in town. So what made you decide to do it here? How are you feeling about the whole process?
It just made sense. I mean, like, our last record we made at this big famous studio up in Cannon Falls, and we were so happy about that, so proud about that. But, with 2020, before we got the news of, hey, the world's, changing completely, our banjo player, Bo, got the news that he was going to have a baby. Him and his wife were going to have a child. Wow. So with any band of 20-somethings bearded dudes, whenever someone's like, oh, I'm gonna be a dad, it's like, this is gonna change.
Panic.
It's like, oh, this is gonna be different.
We're done.
That's the thought. But when we had that in our heads, and then and you have that moment of like, we can't stop, we've never stopped, why are we gonna stop? And then once COVID happened, everything stopped, and I think that forced moment of, hey, we have to step back and kind of like acknowledge the position we're in right now. It just made everything easier. It's like, hey, it's okay to not play a million shows in a year. It's okay to take some time. It's okay to focus on your family. It's okay to focus on like your friends and the people you care about. And that kind of feeling has kind of really informed the writing for this record. It's just, when we couldn't see the people that we loved, it was like, well, what are we thinking about when we're making this music? The people that we love, the people that we miss, the people that we care about. And so the record is very family focused, very focused on connections. It's very homey, and it made sense to do it in Eau Claire because that's where we're all from now.
Of course.
Obviously, music is obviously central to your whole world, but you've got a lot of things going on. Actually, I mean, you're a substitute teacher around town. You have an engineering degree from where again is it?
I have a biomedical engineering degree from Marquette University.
Do you think maybe ever that, they're probably still working this year?
Yeah, I mean,
It might be able to use your help, buddy.
it's I was like, I could do that, or I could just play guitar in my room. And the second one sounded a lot more fun.
How about the substitute teacher thing? I mean,
Yeah.
you're out and about in a bunch of different school districts in the area. Sometimes have you been in those waters this year? I mean, what's that like out there?
Yeah, I mean, I admittedly I took a step back from that. You know, I have family members who are vulnerable, and I just wanted to like be safe. I have subbed a little bit in Eau Claire school district this year, and it's different. But you know, I mean, like everyone there is committed to being safe, and that was something that like if I'm gonna come back, I gotta be safe. And you know, all the kids were great. The faculty, the administration.
Well, and that's
they
the
were
big
great,
thing is,
yeah.
I mean, the reason like the Eau Claire school district shut down for a little while, like fully shut down, was because teachers were, you know, too many
Right.
were quarantined or you know, not a lot of them were actually sick, but subs are what they need, you know.
Right.
So the subs are as much heroes right now as any teacher out there too. So thanks for sticking your neck out a little bit this year.
Do you have a go-to movie that you put on when you're subbing? Glory.
I wish, man. Admittedly, I do gravitate towards the jobs where I'm probably just going to be putting on a movie. Yeah, it's generally like I'm left just with wonderful plans. I gravitate toward the jobs where like I can use what I am good at. So I mean, like I go to the music jobs, I go to the art jobs, I go to the math jobs. Got the engineering degree.
Yeah, the biomedical and
Math
but
clout.
you know,
Math
it's
clout.
you know, so it's just kind of it's obviously been weird, but it feels good to be able to help a little bit. So yeah.
And you know, this is maybe some insider info. You know, people think of you as this cool like rock star guy, but you're a
really?
pretty huge fantasy nerd.
Yeah.
You're always reading really thick books called like The Wizard's Crest or like Moonlight on the Mountain.
I wish that wasn't like so on.
What are you reading right now? I want to hear about it. It's fun.
I am actually 50 pages away from being done with the 4th book in the Stormlight Archive by Brandon.
Archive.
See, that was
by
pretty
Brandon
close.
Sanderson. It's called Rhythm of War. I'm not gonna do any spoilers, but it's been a ride. It's been a trip, and I was like emotional this morning reading something, and I was like, I have to do a podcast. I can't finish
My
this book
energy's
right
going
now.
down.
My eyes are puffy.
Yeah. It was. I was like, this is not how I
Well,
want
but
to
I
be
mean,
showing up.
that stuff must have exploded this year too, right?
Right.
All the fantasy novels and fantasy. I mean, who wants to be in the real world
Right.
now?
I mean, more people are playing D&D than ever.
Is
you
it
know?
true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You played this summer, right?
I'm currently I'm DMing 2
Nice.
campaigns.
That's what's that? That's Dungeon Master.
Dungeon Mastering.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
all right.
yeah.
Thank you.
I did one in Eric's backyard.
That's true.
And
With my neighbor.
it was pretty fun.
Those are
so
campaigns.
campaigns.
Is that correct?
Yes.
You can do one. I thought that was like it goes on for months, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. And you know, we started like in the middle of the thick of all the lockdown stuff, so it was like we were doing it all online, and then we moved to, you know, doing it in people's backyards, and now we're going back online again, kind of thing. But I think people are just finding ways to connect and, you know, escape a little bit, and that's definitely part of it.
Well, yeah, well-rounded is definitely. You got the music, you got the fantasy world, Dungeons and Dragons, substitute teacher, and biomedical engineering.
It's all nerd
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know how well-rounded you are.
When's the Them Coulee Boys concept album about nerdy fantasy stuff? When's that coming?
It's in there. You just have to read into the stuff we've already put out.
There's lore.
Yeah.
There's lore to dig into if you want.
Yeah,
That's
of course.
amazing. Well, cool. I mean, so you got this new record coming out next
Yeah.
year. Do you have any dates planned for it? I mean, you kind of waiting to see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. I mean, like, we'd obviously like to tour the record. So, I mean, with the news of some of the vaccines getting out in the last few days, like, we're kind of waiting on all that. We'd like to sync it up with being able to go out and play for some people, because that's the best way to sell a record. But, you know, in the meantime, like, we're working on, we tracked it all. We still got mixing and mastering. We're going to be doing a fundraising campaign to get some funds for it. Usually we'd be able to pay for all this ourselves, but had 100 shows canceled. So it's kind of like one of those, you know, we're going to adapt and we're going to figure out how to make it work. So
Awesome. Can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Soren, for chatting with us. You're going to stick around, ready to play some games, get you fired up?
Yes. I mean, you
Okay.
know I'm all about the games. Yeah.
Folks, when we come back, our panelists, Sheng and Sarah, will return to play some games with us, all about the Chippewa Valley, and Soren's sticking around too. It's going to be fun, so stay with us. Nick, look, you have glasses. I have glasses. So many people in the world have glasses. And you got to take care of your eyes. I mean, how are you going to see the beauty of the world? And so where in the valley are you going to take care of your eyes best but the Chippewa Valley Eye Clinic?
Right. As you might recall, they suffered a fire to their Eau Claire facility last fall, and I happened to drive by shortly after that, and it was a mess. It was really too bad. But they have since relocated to temporary facilities on Oak Ridge Drive, and that's back behind the new Marshfield Hospital. They plan to build at their original Damon Street location in the meantime. And so despite all this, Chippewa Valley Eye Clinic continues to offer amazing eye care to the Chippewa Valley. And Eric, I think you have the list of everything that they do.
I do. Let's see. Routine exams for glasses and contacts, cataract surgery, treatment for glaucoma, macular degeneration, eyelid drooping, LASIK, and more.
And I think they also recently added a couple of new doctors.
Yes, an ophthalmologist, Dr. Spencer Morton, and an optometrist, Dr. Abigail Ritchie. And you can call their office at 715-834-8471 to schedule your appointment.
That is Chippewa Valley Eye Clinic. Seeing the future.
Welcome back to the Volume 1 podcast. You know what time it is. That's right. It's game time. Our panelists, Sheng and Sarah, have graciously decided to come back and play some games. Soren is here. We're going to put their Chippewa Valley know-how to the test.
Oh, God.
We've got 3 rounds of games, and each of our contestants is playing for a local nonprofit. So, Soren, let's start with you. Who are you playing for today?
I'm playing for the community table.
Excellent. Sarah, who are you playing for today?
I am playing for the Midwest Artist Academy.
Cool. And Sheng?
Chamber of Commerce.
Excellent. All right, let's do this. So, okay, round one. Round one, you ready? Round one is a group game, so it's one we're all playing together. And it's called Run the Numbers, one of our favorite games on this
sweating.
here podcast.
Me too.
I'm sweating a lot.
Don't sweat too much.
I'm used to performing under pressure.
Okay, all right.
You're just superior to us. I see.
This is a guessing game with numbers, kind of Price is Right style. Okay, so you'll each have 10 seconds. I've got some numbers and some stats, and you're trying to get the closest to the number without going over. Okay?
Okay.
So you have 10 seconds to write your number down, and then the first person to win 2 of these goes directly to round 3, the final round. So
okay.
you get the chance to move on
Instant
very
formation.
quickly.
Okay, cool.
So are we ready to play Run the Numbers?
I'm ready.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So first, we just wrapped up voting for our annual Best of the Chippewa Valley Reader Poll at Volume 1. Popular poll every year, but this year was our biggest ever. It keeps getting bigger and bigger every year. I don't know how, but over 170,000 votes were cast this year.
What?
How many poll questions are there? Big old poll, and it gets bigger. Bigger and bigger every time. And time.
I panicked.
Am I writing numbers?
Sheng, let's
Yeah.
start with you. Yeah, how many poll categories are there in the best of poll? 68. Okay. Sarah, let's see.
I said 156.
156. Okay. Soren, let's see.
I didn't know what
500. So Soren, you're way over with 500.
Oh, so
Sheng,
this
a little
is-
too low. The actual number is 315. So Sarah,
my
you win.
gosh.
All right.
Okay, so not
Good job.
way over.
Well, I mean, the rules of the game state
Still,
that you lose.
still farther away than I was.
That's Price is Right rules.
Yes.
I'm just going to go with 1 for everything.
Yeah, you can. That's a sound strategy. All right, number 2.
One, Bob.
Okay, let's move on. Out of its 194-minute runtime, that's 2 VH tapes worth.
Oh.
VHS tapes.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
2 VH1.
How many minutes into the movie Titanic does Leonardo DiCaprio mention Chippewa Falls and Lake Wissota? How many minutes into the movie does he mention Chippewa Falls and Lake Wissota? It's like a million daggers. All right, time. Soren, let's start with you. How many minutes? 18 minutes.
It's
okay,
my favorite
solid,
number.
solid.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry. I did it wrong. I have to redo
We'll
it.
come to you last, so you can
Okay.
adjust right now.
I said
okay, Sarah.
42 minutes.
42 minutes. And Sheng is adjusting her answer.
I don't know why.
apparently.
38. I was
38.
thinking seconds for some reason.
Wow, with that late
Made it
entry, Sheng,
overcomplicated.
you actually win. The
Did I
answer is
really?
40 minutes. Sarah, you only missed it by 2 minutes.
That's
so that one goes to Sheng.
Yes.
Very close.
No,
you guys
I'm
are
over.
You
I'm
went-
over.
Sarah went
Thank
over
you, though,
by
Nick.
2.
Thank you, Nick. Nick tried to fight for me.
Sarah
My
went
mom-
over by 2, so the winner is Sheng.
Yes.
My mom wouldn't let me watch Titanic.
Yeah, it's too romantic.
Even now.
for you. All right, let's move on. So this is a bit of a seasonal
Jesus.
one. Okay, so this is the number of light bulbs in the Irvine Park Christmas Village light display in Chippewa Falls. The number of light bulbs, single bulbs, There's a lot of them, and they've been doing this for a long time. So, all right, time. Let's see what we got. Sarah, let's start with you. How many you got there?
368,000.
368,000. Wow. Okay, that's good. Sheng, what do you got?
12,000.
12,000. That's pretty. Wow, we got different
Yeah.
ends of the scale here.
Sorry.
Soren, what do you got? 20,000.
Okay.
The answer is roughly 100,000. So I believe Soren wins that one. Okay, you've all won one of these.
I'm
Feels
from
good.
Rotary Lights is like $1 million, so I went way too high.
Yeah.
I went way too high.
So remember, the first person to get 2 of these right moves on to the final round, and you've each won one of these. So this could make or break.
You guys
Actually, this
sweating?
will make or break. All right, so this next number is the annual salary for members of the Eau Claire City Council.
Oh.
Annual salary. They do get paid a little bit. Maybe I just gave away a hint. And time. Let's see what we got. Soren, let's start with you. 10,000. 10,000
Oh, I
a
thought
year.
it said 800.
The annual salary, 10,000.
I
Sarah,
mean,
what do
mine's
you got?
even more.
32,000. Wow. Okay.
I
all
said
right, Sheng.
80,000 because I think that's what they
80,000.
deserve to
Yeah,
have.
Wow,
that's
okay.
sick. Yeah.
All of you are over. It's actually they get $3,000 a year for being on city
That's-
council. About a 10-hour-a-week commitment.
No,
So,
no incentive there, huh?
throw those out. We got one more to do. Okay, it's still tied up.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so in miles, this is the full length of the Chippewa River, which runs from Iron County to the Mississippi River. Okay, the full length of the Chippewa River.
In miles?
In miles.
Okay.
In miles. And time. You can just hear the markers squeaking on the mic. That's fun. Sheng, let's start with you. How long is the Chippewa River in miles?
30 miles.
30 miles.
I'm
Okay,
very
not bad.
confident.
Not bad. Okay, Sarah.
292.
292 miles. And Soren?
86.
86 miles. Got to give it to Soren. The actual number is 183 miles. Sarah, you went over. So Soren, you win the first round,
I went over.
and you advance directly to the final round. How you feeling?
Still pretty nervous.
Amazing. Still pretty nervous. Wow, that's okay.
Yeah.
So Soren's moving on to the final round. That means Sarah and
Sun
Sheng,
death.
you're going to play in round 2, which we
Oh.
call the
Oh,
losers
okay.
game.
I'm familiar.
Okay, so
That's hurtful, by the way.
sorry.
Only bracket I have ever known, Eric.
It's empirical evidence.
Thank
so, all right, Soren, you sit out, but you're actually not out of this game completely because you are going to judge the answers of the 2 players in round 2, and the game is a little bit more creative. Okay, so there are no right or wrong answers this time, but there are winners and losers. Okay, so not to make it complicated.
That was very
I
complicated.
know what I'm going in as, so.
I love judging.
Each round of this, there's 3 rounds. You'll have 30 seconds to write down your answers to the prompts. The best 2 out of 3 wins. And the prompt is as follows. So this game is called Here Comes the Pitch. All right, so we're in the picture. We're in a boardroom right now, okay, and we're gonna come up with some slogans and taglines for some big Chippewa Valley businesses. And Soren, you're the CEO. You're gonna decide which tagline or slogan is better, ultimately choosing who will face you in the final round. Does that make sense? So we're coming up with taglines, business slogans, okay? All right, so let's start. You have 30 seconds for each one. So first, Menards. Their current slogan is "Save big money. I think we can do better." You have 30 seconds to think of something for Menards, and go. I haven't been to Menards in a while,
Oh,
but you do save big money there. You know their slogan right now. It is kind of it kind of makes sense.
didn't they
for
have
what
like
they're
a
going for.
all roads lead to Menards too? Like
Did
way
they?
back? I don't know.
Nick would know if he was on mic. He used to work at Menards. Fun fact.
I
Well,
thought
we're
about
gonna
it.
see if we can help them out. Maybe we'll sell them this pitch afterwards. All right, that is time. So let's see what we got. Sarah, let's start with you. Give us a slogan for Menards.
Menards, you would.
You-
WOOD.
WOOD. You would. Wow. Okay, that is good. All right, Sheng, let's see what you got for Menards.
I'm very clever, obviously,
Yeah.
and I did not deviate too far from it. Save a decent-ish amount of money.
Save a
in this-
That's
decent
just been
issue.
my
In this
experience.
economy? Yeah. Yeah.
That is great. All right, Mr. CEO Soren, which tagline is better for your company, which is Menards?
Like if I was trying to make money as Menards or as
That's up to you.
If you were John Menard.
Ooh, okay. Well, if I was John Menard, I feel like I would want to make more money because he seems to be all about that.
That's how
I
you
think
feel
I'm
you
gonna
should
go
judge.
with Sheng's. Yeah.
All right, save a decent-ish amount of money. Congrats, Sheng, on winning the first round.
I
but
love
it's not
slogans
over.
that have ish in them.
Yeah. All right, round 2 of Here Comes the Pitch. Soren is the CEO, so we got 30 seconds to come up with a new slogan for Leinenkugels, which their current slogan is "Join us out here." 30 seconds on the clock. Go. How about the Leinies? Join us out here. It's kind of vague, but cool. You know, who knows?
Where? Where are we joining them?
Chippewa Falls, baby.
Okay, that makes sense.
On the Chippewa River.
On a pontoon somewhere. Yeah.
Just out on Lake Wissota with a summer shandy.
There you go.
So much Leinenkugels. Maybe find something. Nothing
Join us.
rhymes with Leinenkugels, unfortunately. All right, that is time. All right, here comes the pitch. Sheng, let's start with you. What's your new slogan for Leinenkugels?
Can you just come drink our beer? Because 2020.
Because 2020. Can you just come drink our beer? Because 2020.
Please.
Very nice.
No, I'm just kidding. There's
All
no
right,
that.
Sarah.
Mine is
Leinenkugels.
hops on the chip, baby.
Hops on the chip, baby. All right. CEO Soren, what do you think?
We did talk about pontoons on
did.
the chip and stuff. That makes sense. I'm going to go with the hops on the chip.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Okay,
Soren loves the tiebreaker.
Hops on the
Yeah.
chip, baby.
This was all planned.
Hops on the chip, baby. Okay, so you each have one. So we got the tiebreaker coming up. So
Shocking.
the final business that we're coming up with a slogan for is UW Eau Claire. Their current slogan is the power of and. 30 seconds on the clock. Let's go. UW Eau Claire. The power of and.
The power of et cetera.
The power of et cetera. The power of a semicolon.
Yeah, there you go.
There's so much power in the word and. You have no idea.
Unlimited power.
Could be a graduate and be in debt.
I got accepted to Eau Claire.
Got
Shut up.
accepted to think.
Yeah, it felt good.
All right, that's time. All right, Sheng, let's start with you. This is the tiebreaker.
Mine's really bad.
For Here Comes
Mine's
the
really
Pitch.
bad.
So,
What if they're the same?
can you do better than
What
the
if it was
power of
exactly
and?
the same? Then we both just win automatically.
That's true.
Sheng,
let's start with you.
I did the power of Zoom.
Honestly,
Power of Zoom.
I
Very
did
good.
on and offline, kind of. So
All right, okay.
they were both in the same vein.
All right,
yeah.
Soren, you're the CEO of UWEC.
Gosh.
So who are you going to pick? You're ultimately choosing your opponent in the final round.
So you're a friend of me or your real friend? I'm just
I was
kidding.
saying, like,
That's all right. You
I
just have to
know
deal
I
with
would
me
struggle
afterwards.
beating Sarah, so it's weird.
In life, yeah.
Okay. You know what? They were equal in my head, but I feel like I have to. There's a grudge match coming with Sarah. Sheng, you're awesome, and I love that answer.
I'm already obsessed with you. It's fine.
But I feel like I have to settle a score with Sarah, so let's go with her
I'm
answer.
older.
Wow, Sarah.
By 1 week.
Good job, Sarah. Thank you for your slogans.
Thank you.
I'm sure all
I
these
hope you-
businesses are going to be knocking on your door.
Seems
to get
oddly
some of that
personal.
goodness.
Yep.
All right, it's time for round 3. So, Sheng, unfortunately, you're
That's
out
okay.
of this one.
I'm not a
But
writer. So.
You're not completely
Me neither.
not completely out of the game.
I
In
am.
fact, you have a pretty important role coming up in this last game.
Okay.
Which is called "What's in the Koozie?" Let's get that koozie up here.
Oh.
And Sheng, you get the koozie, and that
Okay.
koozie is full of different Chippewa Valley stuff, lots of different things around the community, and it's gonna be catchphrase style. So you're gonna try and get Sarah and Soren to guess what
Okay.
those things are without saying them outright. And so we're gonna
Do
put
we-
2 minutes on the clock.
Do we write it down still?
No, you
Oh.
you just yell them out, and I'll be keeping track of who gets more. So
Is there like
yell too
no sense of decorum here? It's just like yell them out.
yell them out. Yell them out.
Can
when
I
you know.
skip them if I don't?
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Pass.
All right.
pass, pass.
I'm
2
just gonna
minutes.
pass all of them.
2 minutes are on the clock. Sarah versus Soren for the ultimate prize. Are you ready?
Yeah, I think
All right.
you might win though, because I probably don't.
I'm really nervous.
I don't
I
pay
actually don't think
attention
I'll
to
give really
anything
good
around my-
clues.
All right. 2 minutes on the clock. Ready? Sheng, take it away.
I'm really sweaty.
Me too.
Is everyone else
I'm
sweaty?
always sweating.
This is okay. So he is a rapper. He's literally the cutest, most
TYB.
amazing human. Yes. How did you know?
One for
Because I like
Soren.
Tyler.
I
He's
love
awesome.
him so much.
I
30
also
seconds.
like him, but I just didn't
Okay.
get it as
Okay.
fast.
Best Burgers.
Cornhouse.
Yes.
Tied up. 1-1.
Culver.
A town like sister to
Chippewa
Altoona.
Falls, Lake
Altoona.
Hallie.
Altoona. To Altoona.
Boom.
What'd you say?
Lake Hallie.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
2 for Sarah.
I thought she said home. And I was
It is a body of water here. It's also
Claire River.
color. It's also
Half Moon
color
Lake.
and a type of tree.
The birch tree.
It's a color.
All right. Throw it out. Throw it out.
Okay.
We got 1 minute left.
Okay. Really good beer.
Line and Cook. No.
No, really
joint.
good beer here. It's a brewery, but
Monica,
kind of
Brewing
by-
Project.
Keep going through them when it's like.
Lazy Monk.
Yes.
Yes.
I was
I
gonna
was
say.
gonna say I've
Two for
missed
I was
Soren.
gonna say me. Okay, so the Justin Vernon's band is
Bon Iver.
Okay, so what do they have downtown? People take pictures in front of it a lot.
Oh,
the mural.
That wire thing.
Mural.
Oh, never
Okay,
mind.
Sarah, that's one for Sarah.
Okay, I didn't hear the date.
25 seconds left.
This is a really good restaurant.
Livery.
Also
Courthouse.
has a
Lakely?
color in it. It's in the name.
Stella Blues.
Yes.
Oh, God.
4 for Sarah.
I just eat toppers.
15 seconds.
So this is something that Becca does for women
Grant.
entrepreneurs.
Red's Grant.
Red letter grant.
Red letter
Yes,
grant.
yes.
I got first, I think.
Okay. 4 seconds left.
Oh,
2, 1, and time.
Can we just do the last one just
Time.
for posterity? Okay, never mind. Guess whatever.
We have a clear winner right now. And that was time.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Soren, you had 3, but Sarah, you got 4. Congrats to Sarah.
Thank you.
Well played, everyone.
I am
There was
sweating
a lot of
so
I should've
much.
picked
It's
Sheng.
fine.
very high energy.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten any of these.
Well, great job, everybody. That was fun.
1 week older, 1 question smarter.
Mega congrats to Sarah for taking the ultimate prize and winning a free ad in Volume 1 for the Midwest Artists Academy. Such a pleasure to have all of you on the podcast. Thank you so much. Thank you, Soren.
been
Thank you,
fun.
Sarah. Thank you,
Thanks for
Sheng.
having
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
We've got to take a break, but we'll be right back with more Volume 1 podcast. Stick around. All right, Nick, we've got a sponsor to tell folks about, Deborah Becker of State Farm Insurance, at deborahbecker.com.
Yeah, okay, a little insider info here. When we decided to create this podcast, the very first business we wanted to check with for sponsorship was Deborah Becker from State Farm. And that's because she is always up for the new, the experimental, and anything that she thinks is good for the people of Eau Claire and the Chippewa Valley. And she has supported so much stuff from Volume 1 over the years, new publications and community events, videos, really just all kinds of different things.
Absolutely. And, it's not just Volume 1 either. I mean, it's the
No,
entire
right.
community. I mean, they're pumping money into community projects like the Boyd Park Plus, the
Yep.
Sculpture Tour, concerts, art installations, just so much stuff that the entire community can share.
Yeah, it's cool. And that's the thing, because to some degree, to people like us, we're just lay people. Insurance is insurance. We don't know the difference. So
I don't.
sometimes you pick your people based on who shares your values in the community, who do you think's making some cool things happen. And for us, that's, for that Volume 1 anyway, that's Deborah Becker with State Farm.
And it's pretty cool to actually work with the people that are sponsoring the podcast.
Totally. Deb and Casey there at State Farm, they have their office right downtown, right on Barstow Street. They have everything insured that Volume 1 does, and in my life for a bunch of years. And really, they're just approachable, available, understandable, and above all, they're just decent human beings.
And that helps.
It does help. So if you need insurance-y things, please consider visiting deborahbecker.com.
Welcome back to the Volume 1 podcast, folks. Wow, that was a chaotic and unhinged
That was total chaos.
section. Almost as chaotic and unhinged as the year 2020 itself. So fitting for the end of the year show.
Yeah, what a bunch of great people doing all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah.
Sheng has the social exchange project that she's doing. and
Make sure you go
podcast.
check that out.
Yeah, and
Sarah's doing the Midwest Artists Academy next summer.
which of course she raised money for by winning the games.
Yeah, good
so
for her.
that's all for students that can go to that whole thing
Yeah.
to the Pablo and the university this summer for
Very
arts
cool.
and stuff.
Them
and of
Coulee
course-
Boys got the new record
Yeah,
coming.
everybody's doing
so,
stuff.
Yeah.
So they're making hay.
Yeah,
while they
and
can.
we're doing a podcast where we can celebrate all of it. That's pretty cool. So yeah, as always, make sure that you go and subscribe, tell your friends, like this wherever you can do that. We're out there on all the platforms. I think YouTube, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Facebook, Volume 1.
And since we are just one of a million different podcasts
Yeah.
that started this year, we do need your help to help promote the thing and tell people. So share it.
It is true.
Reviews helpful too on Apple and Google and stuff.
Yeah, 5 stars if you think it's 5 stars. Give us that 5.
It's 4 at best.
I think it's like a 4 point. It's not kind of trash. It's not trash
Right.
at all, but it's kind of
yeah,
trash. Okay. I want to thank Soren once again for stopping by, and shout out to our panelists Sarah and Sheng once again. I want to thank our sponsors. deborahbecker.com, of course, selling State Farm Insurance, Royal Credit Union, and Chippewa Valley Eye Clinic. They've been with us the whole time. So thrilled to have them on board. Thank you so much for the support. And as always, if you have feedback about the podcast, guests we should have, games we should play, all that stuff, please email me directly at eric@volume1.com. christenson@meyer.org. No one has emailed yet after 4 episodes. Still haven't
Big
gotten
surprise.
that email. So good or bad, let me know. Let me
Maybe
know how
the
we're doing.
first person to email you will win a prize.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay. Yeah. We're sweetening the pot a little bit. But yeah. Thank you to Nick, Joel, and Alex, of course, on the production and tech. And thanks to Chase for the sponsorships and everybody that makes this thing go. So happy holidays, of course, from all of us at Volume 1. I'm Eric Christensen. We'll see y'all in the new year.